Time, space, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibility where a single choice can branch out into infinite realities, creating alternate worlds from the ones you know. I'm the Watcher. I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and ponder the question, what if? What if the Upside Dan never took his break? What if?
This one's called Space Jam: A New Legacy, and written by Jewel Taylor, Tony Redmeyer, Keaton Kugler, Terrence Nance, Jesse Gordon, Celeste Ballard. Damn, I understand now. This is such a disappointing sequel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a sequel that was way better than the last sequel that I talked about, and that is Escape Room: Tournament of Champions.
What's my favorite scary movie? Thank you for asking that. I'm always asking, what's your favorite scary movie? But nobody ever asks what mine is. Anyway, it's certainly not old.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Upside Dan. I just got back from a 40X showing of G.I. Joe Origins Snake Eyes. It's not like a great movie, but I enjoyed it. The action was a little, it was a lot of shaky cam, quick cuts and all of that. But I do wish that I saw it in 40X. I think this would have been really a great experience in 40X. But what would I give Jungle Cruise? Jungle Cruise gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Oh, the Green Knight. And today we have a new comic book movie review for you, and that is James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. What did you just... Wait, what? This isn't part of it. This is just an extra skit I'm doing for Geeky Hijinks. Get out of here. Get out of here right now. Oh, hi everyone. Welcome back to the Upside Dan. I'm just enjoying some candy here. Which is fitting because today we will be talking about Candyman. I don't know why I had to read it off as if I didn't know the title. I'm super excited today because I'm going to be reviewing the newest MCU movie to hit theaters, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Let's get right into it. Well, I've stolen Dan Wick's gun, but this is no time to die, so I will be giving that back right away. Halloween Kills was absolutely Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage. Denis Villeneuve's Dune has finally hit theaters. Jackass forever. Just kidding, that's not my thing, sorry. Edgar Wright puts out such a fantastic movie in Last Night in Soho. The Eternals is finally here. But how was Steven Spielberg's take on the musical classic? Let's find out with West Side Story. Hi everybody and welcome back to the Upside Dan. I'm so excited because we finally have it. We have Spider-Man No Way Home. And just wait until you hear this list of actors that are in this. So of course we have Toby. Yeah, I made sure to get rid of him. I mean, he was about to spoil that, you know, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in the new dang. I will get right back to you, Miss Minutes. And by the way, I do not work for the TVA, so stop calling me. I was happy to help with this because I can't have things spoiled, but I'm done. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. We have that other timeline Dan in custody at the moment. He was not supposed to spoil anything. Thank God he didn't get too far, and don't tell anyone that I just did. But I do want to say thank you so much from the Upside Dan, the Sega Timeline Dan. Thank you so much, Jace Burns from Burja Rocar. Check out Burja Rocar's channel. Just search Burja Rocar. I'll have his links in the comments. I'll have his links in the description. He's a really good channel, and he does amazing voice work. He just does amazing work on YouTube. He did the voice of the Watcher for me and Ghostface from Scream. So thank you so much, Jace. You're talented. I'm so happy that you got to be a part of this video. Alright, now let's keep going on with the review. I'm pretty sure you guys just want to hear what the Say Good Timeline Dan thought of What If, episode 1. I'm sure that's why you're here. Let's get right into it. Alright, the Watcher, you're up. You're up, Watcher.
His one choice gave birth to a whole new history and gave the multiverse a new Upside Dan. As for me, these are my stories. I observe all that transpires here, but I do not, cannot, will not interfere. For I am the Watcher.
Hi everybody and welcome back to the Upside Dan. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Letterboxd. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on this video. Let me know what you think of What If. Today we're going to be looking at episode 1 of What If. What if Agent Carter were the first Avenger? Just so you know, I've covered a lot of the other MCU Disney Plus shows. WandaVision's on my channel, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier's on my channel. But for my thoughts on Loki, you have to check out the Loki live stream on Jonathan's The Man of Movies channel. So go check that out if you haven't, for all of mine and his and our special guest thoughts. And of course, Jace Burns gets in there and he becomes one of our co-hosts, which was great. I also have the playlist of all those videos from his channel on my channel. So check out my coverage of the other MCU Disney Plus shows if you want to know my thoughts on all of that. So I'm definitely excited to be covering another Disney Plus show in What If. Let's see what I thought about it. Just so you know, this is going to be a spoiler review for the first episode of What If. So this is a spoiler review. So if you have not watched it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, just leave the video and come back after you watched it. What If is the new animated Disney Plus MCU show, exploring pivotal moments from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and turning them on their head, leading the audience into uncharted territory. Episode 1. What if Captain Carter were the first Avenger? When Steve Rogers is seriously injured, Peggy Carter becomes the world's first super soldier. This episode is directed by Bryan and written by A.C. Bradley. So let me start off with saying this wasn't really an anticipated show for me. I love the MCU. I'm not huge into animation. I like animation. I love a lot of animation. I just don't normally, gravitate towards it, especially in, short form. But I wasn't really excited for this one. I loved the premise. I thought it sounded like a cool premise, I'll say. And it was really cool that they were bringing back most of the actors from the MCU to voice their characters. And I was probably going to watch it anyway because it's the MCU. And then we got that trailer, that final trailer a few weeks back, and I was really intrigued. I thought that trailer was really well done. So I really got excited, for this show. So of course I checked it out last week. What did I think of it? Did it live up to expectations? Did it exceed my expectations? Let's get right into this. So I just gotta say right off the bat, I really liked the animation in this. Some of it was hit and miss, some of it was comic booky, which was the point obviously, and I really liked that part of it. I thought that they did a really good job with the animation here. There's some action scenes, explosions, nice colors. I also thought Jeffrey Wright as the narrator or the Watcher was really, really good here. He really set the tone for this show. He sounds, eerie almost, just and demanding of this. And I really like that about it. And I hope, I know we'll get more more narration from him. Definitely looking forward to that. I think he did a really good job here. So into some of the voice performances. They were hit and miss, but I thought most of them were pretty good. I of course wish that all of the MCU live action cast came back here to voice their characters. But that wasn't, the case with all of them. Steve Rogers isn't voiced by Chris Evans. Robert Downey Jr. isn't going to be voicing Tony Stark. And honestly here though, I thought Josh Keaton did a really good job as Steve Rogers, and honestly, there wasn't really much when I was like, oh, that's not Chris Evans. It kind of sounded enough like him, for me at least, where it didn't really take me out of it. I thought that he did a really good job voicing this character. Again, I'm really glad to see Hayley Atwell back, because what we have seen from the MCU I was really a big fan of. I really like her as Peggy Carter. I thought she did a really good job the live action role, and I think she did a really good job here with her voice work. And And it was just nice hearing her and so many other characters that we know from the actors that we know. You know, Sebastian Stan returns as Bucky. He was really good to hear. You have the Red Skull. You have Nick Fury showing up. You have Clint Barton even showing up for a line along with Nick Fury, so Samuel Jackson. It was really good to hear all of these different characters. You hear the General, you hear Howard Stark. I thought that these were really good positives of this, because I definitely was excited to hear and see, even if it's an animation form, all of our MCU characters returning again for this show, and most of them the actual voice actors from the live action MCU. Which really brings me to an interesting point, is Loki really opened this up to be, you know, What If is technically canon. I mean, this is the multiverse. Loki and, you know, Phase 4 is opening up the multiverse, which I'm so excited for. And I think that they did a great job. Right after Loki ended, I was like, okay, so What If could very well be kind of canon. It's really interesting to see, and I wouldn't mind seeing some of these animated characters come into the live action projects. I think that would be really cool. So I want to say that they did great, you know, showing all these references, Easter eggs, funny lines that kind of, you know, reference what we know from the MCU. Like with Bucky, like Peggy actually says to him, "Or are you just afraid of freight trains?" Because unfortunately he does fall off the train in the actual movie Captain America: The First Avenger. And then he says to her, "You almost ripped off my arm," which was a really cool, kind of funny gag there. And then there was also there was a couple mentions of how Steve Rogers had to, like, you know, be on tour basically, and be on stage singing and dancing and all of that. And you know, Steve Rogers brings it up with Peggy. So there's a lot of cool references to the actual MCU, the stuff that we know, the stuff that we've seen. There's a lot of cool Easter eggs and everything to that, and I'm really enjoying that. And I really hope we see a lot more. Obviously we will, coming up in the future of this season. I am looking forward to more. I do want to say another positive is I think they still landed the dynamic between the two characters, Peggy and Steve. I think that they still have, you know, an adorable kind of romance, a good back and forth, good chemistry, you know, even in their animation form, even with a new voice actor voicing Steve. I really liked their dynamic here. I think that they captured it very well. That's a real positive for me. Those are all my real positives for this show. I had a lot of fun with it. I ended up enjoying this show a lot more than I expected, especially this episode. I didn't know what to expect, and I was hearing different things here and there. Some people, it's their least favorite episode, they still liked it and everything, and I think that it is probably going to be my least favorite episode of what I know of the next two episodes. So I'm definitely looking forward to more. I enjoyed this. I do have some flaws with this episode though. Some of the dialogue fell flat for me. It didn't work. And the comedy kind of just, it didn't work. There was some kind of awkward dialogue at points. There was some clunky dialogue, you know. And not all of the voice actors, the main voice actors were really good, but not all of the voice work worked for me. And that's a little nitpick. That's just a little negative. My big negative, though, is this episode was just 30 minutes, and it was trying to stuff the whole first Avenger movie, with the differences, of course, into this 30 minutes. And, of course, it's a show. I know that's going to be what happens. And I know from now on, I mean, this is basically swapping out and just making Agent Carter the first Avenger. There's some similarities to what we already saw in the actual live-action movie. And obviously going on, there's going to be some episodes where they are just swapping out a couple things. There's going to be some episodes where it's a whole different story. You know, it's going to be very interesting to see all of that. But that was my big negative. It just felt like they were just going for all of the, almost like a, you know, a reel of the favorites, the, you know, favorite scenes from a show, from a movie. You know, they were just going through all the major plot points, all the plot points people liked. It really seemed rushed to me. I mean, I enjoyed the story. I really like Agent Carter. I like Hydra Stomper. Thought Hydra Stomper was really cool. Steve still got to do something, and I thought that was really cool, but it just felt so rushed for me. And kind of, you know, wishy-washy in some of the writing here. And some of the character motives, and some of the characters didn't get enough time to shine, and I understand it's a 30-minute show. But I think that it could have been done a little better this episode, at least. Like I said, I've not seen any other episodes but this. I didn't get an early screening or anything. Like a lot of critics got the first 3 episodes at first. But for me, so far, this episode has just felt rushed. But I still enjoyed it. So I did like the ending with the squid. I thought Red Skull died too quickly. And that was another thing. Like, he didn't get his time to shine. I love Red Skull. Just needing that much time here because it's a 30-minute episode. So he got sucked up by the squid, and then they were fighting off the squid. I liked this final fight. I liked a lot of the action in this. I thought it was really well animated and choreographed or whatever. She pushes the squid into back into the Tesseract, and then 70 years later, she comes out. Nick Fury and Clint Barton are there. I thought it was cool. I just love seeing characters in different things. I just love seeing characters pop up in other shows, and it's just awesome. And I love that Samuel Jackson and Jeremy Renner still voice their characters in this. So it's good. It's interesting. This is an interesting premise for a show, just to see how different things would work out and how different things would play out. And I'm really enjoying it so far. What did you think of What If? Come on, I really want to know what you thought of this show, because this is a show, and of course it was MCU, that kind of reignited my passion to get back into doing YouTube videos. This, along with Beckett, along with 9 Days, which I'm hoping I will still review, these three things really just got me back into the groove. In the Suicide Squad at some points. Into Suicide Squad, and the Suicide Squad, and the Suicide Squad in some regards also did, and I'm most likely going to do a review for that. Some of them that you saw in this skit, I'm going to still do a full review for, but I just thought it was a funny idea for a skit. And what did you think of What If? Please comment down below, let me know. Did you like this story? Are you excited for something else? No, please no spoilers for future stuff. This one is a spoiler review, so you can spoil this episode, but if you know something about episode 3 that maybe not that common knowledge, just keep it to yourselves. But what are you excited for most? What would you like to see them do? Even if it's something you don't know that they're gonna do, or you can make it up completely. What would you like to see them do? What character would you like to see them flip on their heads? What plot line, What would you like to see? Please comment down below, blow up that comment section. If you've liked this video, you're most likely going to like something else. So please click around here to see something else. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video with the MCU Disney Plus fans in your life. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, and come to the Upside Dan.